Thank you for tuning in with me, Enchantress the Babbler, on this revolutionary rise of Nebraska that is happening ahora mismo, at this time. Right. So, here I am, listening to within and hearing lots of things. It's like the chattering of birds when they go chuk, 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 chuk. So many things are being processed, spoken about, and energized all through the lands. And it's like a Cadillac system, right, of information and downloads that you have the option of picking up and allowing its transcription to navigate or inspire or influence you, right? So it's interesting. Even for me, I can only go, baby, be nice. Be nice. Maybe you're not nice. Maybe you need to be nice. Moment, please. Maybe you're not nice. Neil, go. Oh, sorry, guys. Go ahead, go. Let's pass under. Hurry. Alright. So, let me just give you some updates. And if you don't want to hear the updates, you don't have to. Right? So, there's a lot of things going on. There is always a lot of things going on. That has been my life song since I was born, right? So, part of a lot of my own stagnations and dilemmas and all this kind of stuff has been in my own procrastination in doing the things that I am guided to do in service to the whole, right? Like, I've always been a communicator, I've always been theatrical, I've always been dramatic, I've always been influential, I've always been helpful, and I've always been a humanitarian, a spiritualist, a medicine woman. I am the person that everyone calls when they want to go natural in terms of healing and medicines to make. I make every freaking medicine. I've had my animals and my daughter and myself to be my own little test guinea pigs, and all my family who ends up jumping on to these kind of swing of things, like, how do you make that? What did you do that? Oh my god, that. Or people at my previous, jobs that I used to have prior to, no longer needing those. I made everything. I know I look like a teenager, but I'm not. I do have a teenager as a kid who's going to be 20 soon, by the way. So, you do the math. I'm older than I look. So I've been doing this for over 20 years. Right. So, yeah, I've been called a witch my whole life because, I naturally have gravitated towards the cards and crystals and, naturopathic remedies. I studied, occupational therapy, massage therapy, Eastern meds, traditional Chinese medicine. I studied martial arts for years. My dad was a huge martial artist fanatic. Me growing up, so I have always been living the active fitness kind of lifestyle. So, I am trained in yoga. I teach yoga too. I'm a very enthusiastic firecracker, right? And dance. I love to dance, right? Dance is my go-to. right? When I want to let loose, I go to my room, I turn it up, I let go, I allow flow. You know how many times I've fallen on my knees to the surrender of these kind of things? And this majestic energy that flows through me. Right. Right? Anywho. So naturally, you know, we think about when I say we, okay? To give my back to those I care for. Here, you need here. That has been the thing, or any company I've ever worked for, I have given my all. Hi, previous bosses, if you're ever looking or checking me out on this kind of plateau platform. Hi, remember me? One of your favorite employees. I'm a favorite, you see. You know why? Worker bee and me, and that might be with the Western, in my Western astrology. My rising is in Virgo, which makes me mad. If you think that I'm fucking meticulous about a lot of things, I'm anal. Anal, and you wouldn't understand that through tech, because when it comes to these videos that I create, tech savvy I'm not, and it has been quite a journey with my channel here, right? It's been quite a journey because all of these things about editing and this and having to know this and that and this and that, and Spirit is like, speak, and I'm like, what's this and that, and then, you know, shit didn't get done, right? And then meanwhile, growing, evolving, and transmuting, I'm not exempt from any of the bullshit. Guys, there's a lot of lessons that happen here for each and every one of us. It's evolutionary, it's revolutionary, it's monumental, it's transforming. Sit up straight. Okay? Breathe. A lot of people are upset with me now that I started to speak again. I was like, oh, what happened? I thought you was my friend. No, you was not. I had a little girl today. She made my day. All the little girls today from my yoga class made my day today, because so cute was she. She was 6 years old, right? And she goes, I love your giggle. Which made me giggle. I was like, thank you. And then she's like, you sound like a witch. So like, I haven't heard that one before, right? Think about that. All the suppression, the oppression, the gasping when you speak. Are you like me, where they try to silence you every single time you have something to say? That might go in the ear one way and out the other way, and it's just like, silence. You cannot say that. Watch me. Fight me. Fight me. Right. So, grandson. People is pissed. Biting off of this. And then they want to act like they knew or been on to this kind of stuff. That's ego. And that's everybody saying that same shit. Same shit. What school did you go to? What was your GPA? Oh, did you even graduate? Who are you to say that it's this and this and this kind of way? I know the way. Okay. Bye. Bye. Right. How often have we been made to feel inadequate in something? Because why? Because someone's insecurity got into their way, that their big ego head wants to come out this way. I know better than you. Yeah, Spirit speaks to me too. And he said, she said, Zip It said, go ask Jiminy Cricket and said. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay. So, wait. So, I have my website, right? enchantressbabbler.com. Come join me. It's free to join as a member over there, right? There's a lot of free perks and benefits of connecting with me there, because that's my baby, my new platform of growth. The reason I created my website too, not a joke, is for the work that I do on the physical plane, not just on the internet, social medias, you know, right? I was so tired prior to hitting record. I was like, I got a little bit of time before I see the next client of mine. I can squeeze in a nap. And Spirit said, what you thought this was? Rest time? Rest time? I don't want to be arrested. And so, I hit record. Instead of taking my nap, guys. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit more sarcastic. A little bit more shrewdy. I need my body sleep. My body needs to sleep. Wait. I need a nap. The show must go on. Okay? Right. So, here I am. Saging this page because people like to watch. People like to scheme. People like to opinionate on a lot of fucking things. Let them. Okay? Alignment with yourself. That's what's gonna help. You're out there chasing rainbows. Find yourself. Right? That's gonna help. Right? I have for so long. You start where you're conditioned to start at, right? Home. Jennifer used to see so many things. Oh, Jennifer, you're so nosy. You should listen to adult conversations. Oh, you wasn't. Right? My mother dies. Comes to me in my dream, guys. To tell me bye. To awaken. To cries. Nobody wants to tell me what's going on outside. But I just had a dream. I had a dream. So I'm not going to be silenced here, you see. And so, 9-year-old me, I don't know what time it was, you see, but I was already supposed to be sleeping for the night, and it wasn't even the next day as of yet because she died that evening. If it has to do about my mother, which I already know, you have to tell me. Right? Right. Right. Anywho, for so long, it's like spells. These spells we live to tell for the words that you speak, whether someone is an actual witch behind the scenes doing actual kind of things to try to keep you down underground. Oh, we're waking up now. I made something. This little something, I don't know, I just listen. This is powerful. I only have actually 3 samples of this left, right? This is what went into the candle work orders that I did all yesterday for a specific kind of things. But oh yes, the person in here is so powerful, you see, it's alive. And it's about eliminating a lot of nonsense and fuckeries in this life. So if you're here, consider this a blessing for you. For a lot of the hex, magic, dark magic, or maybe you're the one doing it too. Let it be gone, boo. Gone. For we are divine and we are aligned and we are awakened at this time to speak and rise and shine our light, not to let the opinions of others get us back under the weather. That's the trigger to see if what you have learned over this endurance of a time, that you are in your majestic align and you fucking shine anyways. It smells so good too. The clearings. Right. I have 3 samples left. And we really want like the little samples, and the little samples are just little samplets, and you can put it in your little candle work if you want. You can sprinkle it on your candle, you can sprinkle it around your house. Trust. Trust. It works. Okay. Okay. Alright. This one's my leftover little batch for yours. This is for me. You know what I mean? It's chili beans, and for those that I gift the seeds when they come see me. Here's some for yours. Twos. I share. That's what I do. I handle that with care. Still, a lot of people, they like to hold on to shit. They like to hold on to shit because fear of giving away their power and not being empowered. That's only if you allow. Paradigm shifts now. Wakey, wakey. Bakey, bakey. Right. So, I was thinking about, right, a lot of, like, you know, these activations and stuff like that, and just, you know, our elevations and our celebrations that are happening at this time. And there are a few YouTubers that are in my mind right now that I just want to say thank you to. Seriously. Because their alignment and their structure and their gift of however it is that they produce or share it, each similar an energy like healer of lights of this time, putting a light to certain kind of shadows and elements you see in their own unique way. They got their own breed of a seed that receives, that gives and gifts and awakens further others. That's what we do for one another. We inspire one another. I love my little rise Jupiter 1111. She reminds me, like, of me. Like, I remember when I first seen, I'm not saying that we're, like, alike. I'm not saying that or anything. I don't want anyone to take offense. Like, I'm not like you. Okay. Sorry. But no. But true. Her organization, too, and just her relaxation into how she presents all the things that she does has further motivated me to get your shit straight, girl. Do your thing, too. Nothing needs to be perfect in this life, too, so thank you. Rise with Jupiter, 1111, right? Then there's Bridget Rao, Divine Essentials. I love her. She's another one that's like me, but not me. You know what I mean? Like, and so informative is she, and deep, and cosmic, and quantum, right? And these light codes of activations of inspiration that just get us on our elevation. Thank you. Then there's the professional high priestess. I even got 2 of her decks. The karmic one and the Mastering Spiritual Warfare Oracle. Now she's deep too. You know, all fiery and going into these shadowy like lands. A lot of people looking for love, man. Okay, let love take a stand. I said I was never ever. I have tattoos. Tattoos. I have like about 8 or 9. I don't know, like in my life. But I, as conservative as I once upon a time was, but not, because wild woman is she. Especially when I was like in the fashion industry and just for looks, you see. It's like, oh no. I'm not gonna put nothing on my arm or my sleeve or anything like that. So when this came out, I was like, what about love? Are you trying to drill in me? I'm missing, spirit. Well, that's part of my journey. Love. Trust. This song, right? Love's Eye. Right? So, Yeah. Oh, I like I like I don't want to say her name wrong. Oh my goodness. Shanique Tarot? Right. I love her gangsta. See, everyone has different levels of elements that they can go into because it's their element. It's what is their vibrational frequency of teachers or enlighteners or inspirationalists, these spiritualists in their own right belief systems, God, whatever they want to believe, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to structure yourself to that resonates with you, philosopher too, but Shanique Tarot, her accent, I love it. And her gangster, she'd be like, hold on, because of her I say fuck shit now. What's this fuck shit? This crazy fuck shit, you need to leave this fuck shit alone. I like it. I'm gonna try to remember to put these names down on the thing. I will, I will. And then there's I always highlight him. I've highlighted him years ago. The Dilo Pilot Man, I always say his name wrong too, but he's so astrologically informative, right? And that's great and stuff like that. There's a lot of people I like. I show love every which way, always. That's just gonna be how I am here in love to participate, regardless if it's reciprocated or not. So I have had to take that double-edged sword of a bullet to be like, oh, you too nice, you too kind. Is it for something else? I really had to battle that too. So understanding, because I was listening. Understanding why you do what you do when you do, why you do what you do when you do, yeah, that's very important too, okay? So it's just, honoring those sentiments and elements and stuff like that. There's a few others. I listen to people, like, I notice that the people that I mostly listen to have different accents. I love me foreigners and me accents, and I don't know, maybe that's why I'm always doing voices. I've just always been that theatrical and dramatic in that kind of sense. Anyways, yeah, it's about our elevate and what motivates you to continue to in the things that you do and why you do what you do. Maybe someone new just came into the room. For yours! Hey, blessings, removals, cleansings. That's what I do. So, right, Lilith. This is, again, the professional high priestess, right? Lilith is known as a dark moon. We can only see one side of the moon, whilst the other half is hidden from us. This is the analogy of Lilith. It dictates a lot of our subconscious desires and our shadow side. Your Lilith placement, in addition to its house placement, dictate where your shadow side is prone to be activated. Which is very interesting because that's how I find it now with the Vedic astrology and the Western astrology. I feel like whatever side of the sphere you have landed on in first or early on, because early on when I used to study astrology before the age of 10, and I used to read and I used to do the stuff, and I did my own calculations myself because we didn't have the internet like that, I was using Vedic astrology. I didn't know the difference between Vedic and Western. Like, in my mindset, all I knew was that my rising in Vedic was Leo. This is how I knew. So then, years later, following through, somehow in there, I transitioned into Western astrology. And so mine was like, I got calculations wrong. So imagine if you have Virgo anywhere heavy in your chart, you're a perfectionist by nature. So I'm like, my calculations were off because pretty much everything was still the same in my chart, aside from certain few things, and it was my rising that was off. So I started to develop theories. This is before really understanding that there was different astrologies. Mathematical computations, Chinese astrology, Western, Vedic, all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, but what I was stuck on was, I did the math wrong? I did not. And me not even being able to remember the childhood me that did whatever mathematical equation that represented, so I can get my rising sign off of my birth time, because I read the books, I read the lines, I did all the research, guys. I'm like, I did it right. It was Vedic astrology that I first gravitated towards. But then in my during my transits and influence conditioning, I somehow landed the Western astrology way. Right? And so it always was mind-boggling, because I'm like, but I can still see the Leo. I get it. But by that time, I had already become the role of that Virgo rising, in the sense that I was ambitious. I'm not saying Leos are not and all this kind of stuff. I'm just saying, everything for me was about my hierarchy and perfectionism in being successful after having a child, and never wanting to fall under the statistic marginal of welfare recipients and all that kind of stuff. And so my time in the fashion industry was about rising, and rise I did, right? So a lot of other things took a seat back. Not my spiritual life, but this part of it. The part of it that went to the shadow element, from like when I was a small child, being rejected by the things that I did. Because, there was a lot of parents too that, I'm an 80s baby. Early 80s. 81, right? I was raised Catholicism. Like, I had to do all my CCD classes, communion, confirmation, this, that. Then, at that time, my childhood best friend converted into Pentecostal, and I was going to church over there, and then, the Christian church and all this stuff. I even taught Catholicism for years. My little kindergarteners. For years. Sister Pat loved me too. And then I taught just kids at the Christ Tabernacle Christian church when my daughter was young. I was a teacher there too. Right? So, yeah, I love working with children. So it's something that I always done. The kids yoga is my favorite. And if you're interested in having that kind of stuff, then you can go to the children'sschoolofyoga.com. It's separate from that, just for non-competing rules and stuff like that. I want your child to experience yoga with me, contact Doreen at the Children's School of Yoga. I think it's lovely. So, true. So, yeah. So, all these kind of things, and then, being a New York Cares volunteer when I was a New Yorker, and then just, doing a lot of different volunteering, and also, my hospice training and certification for a hospice volunteer, and all that kind of stuff, and going to school and studying psychology, studying med, studying this, and it wasn't until I landed at the New York College of Health Professions where Eastern and Western were being introduced together, and I was like, yes. So but that was 10 years ago. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah. So yeah, the younger version of I, who was so open and public, I used to go to school and be like, elementary school, first grade, second grade, third grade, what's your sign? You don't know your sign? Okay, when's your birthday? I'll tell you your sign. And I remember little Jen used to be there thinking, you are And then I remember when it would do like if I had a cusp, I'm like, I'm gonna check for you when I get home in my books to make sure which one you fall under, right? Right. And reading cards with regular cardamancy, right? Doing all that kind of stuff, right? And being called a witch, bad influence, you know, having my friends cut school with me on Halloween so we could do the Ouija board in my grandmother's scary basement and running off to church because of all the spiritual activity that would take place. Right. So, and just being able to read people and helping the adults that I did in my life at that time who I was an angel for. None of them understanding why they felt so compelled to share with a child all that they did. Right? Anyways, so I've been doing this for a very long time. And it just drives me crazy because it's not even just with me, but it's just with others you see that I'll see. I get into that whole underdog kind of theme of defender to those that just are doing their thing. And people are just like hating or like throwing shade or, well, I've been doing this for 30 years and I got my PhD or I got this, I got that. I think I even heard, I have so many videos to catch up on, guys, from those that I mentioned before, and I sometimes try to channel back in and just catch whichever ones of their channels, because they're all YouTubers too here. Like I'll click a theme that, like, whatever, sometimes I close my eyes just to see whichever one Spirit is going to lead me to at this time, and there's a collective, you know, defense in that too. Like everyone gets attacked in some kind of way. Like, what the fudge y'all people have to say? This is for you guys, okay? The ones that I was saying. The people just to leave you the fuck alone and let you do your fucking thing. Right? For you. Keep doing you because you help further inspire me to do these things that I do, you see, and I'm thankful. I'm getting emotional. Alright, I'm going to pull one card from the Alice in Wonderland. So if you stayed this long, set your course. Here you go. A message through the divine for us at this time. May you continue to beautifully align in your majestic way. No matter what it is that anybody else has to say, you do your thing. Okay? And if it is others that inspire you to continue to do, to find your way, I want to thank a lot of those that I mentioned in their way, because I see in them a portion, a piece of me. We are all one, you see, that further inspires and motivates me to do the things that I've been doing anyway. Just get it done. It's not about quantity of time, it's quality of time. And since further activating in my own alignment and just pushing myself and then connecting more with these souls that I connect with on these ether lands, it's their supportive energy that lends a hand from the distance. Right. I like that next. Right? So thank you. Thank you so much for further inspiring me to get my shit together. So here we are, further inspiring one another to get our shit together and just be who we are naturally. Beautiful you are. You don't need permission from anyone to do whatever it is that you desire to do in the way that you desire to do it. Unless it's malicious and low vibe, and then you get some of this too. Bye. Wake up. It's your moment. Wake up. It's your moment. Wake up. It is advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. Alright, one at a time. It's your moment. So trust and follow your own good advice. Because you know what's fucking best for you. And anybody has anything to say something to this fucking video, because I guarantee you those are the people that do not have the patience to watch or listen to this whole entire babbling of a thing, which is because it's not for them. They do not have the discipline to listen for whatever it is that is going to be for them. These light codes you see, you shall receive. Because it's not meant for them, you see, but they will click off because of the babbling. Wake up. This is the Alice in Wonderland Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. Wake up. Wake up. Ooh, that's going to be it. Wake up and follow your own good advice. And if you made it all the way down to here, then you get the beautiful, beautiful message too. I'm so proud of you, for you have received massive amounts of light codes, downloads, healings, revealings. Yes, that's what happens here. Yeah. Spirit said. Spirit said there'll be days like this. Days like this, Spirit said. Spirit said there'll be days like this. Spirit said there'll be days. Wake up, Dormouse! And they pinched it on both sides at once. You ever get pinched in the butt? When this card comes to you, you can be sure that you have the spotlight turned directly on you. Ooh, suck it. You are being asked to wake up, to be present to what is being asked of you, and to rise to the equation. I'm going to put the link to the video of Thank You Rise with Jupiter, right? That's 1111, because she has further inspired in me to even say this right now, because I just thought about she right now when I'm saying this. You see what I mean about the inspirators, inspirationalists that you have on your own list of the people that connect and resonate with you on some soul tribe vibe kind of thing, right? Where she mentions things like that, so I'm going to do that too right now. Thank you. Right? But yeah, so of the week I did a video of the masters, the call to the masters, right? Wake up. Are you a master too? Maybe you made it this far. Yes, you are. Okay. Although you may feel like withdrawing and not being so very visible, that's been my battle with spirit for a while. I'm like, spirit. And then two, because I get so emotional and I cry too when I speak. I mean, can I just express myself without crying? But it's part of my transmutation, because most of the world don't cry or don't let themselves cry, or they cry too damn much because they wallow into their pity and, you know, whatever, woe is me kind of thing, and it's just imbalance, you see. And so, yeah, it's just a whole other level of things, and I get it, you know, too. So, yeah. Although you may feel like withdrawing and not being so very visible, there is no running away. Okay? You cannot sleep through this moment, for others are eagerly waiting to hear from you. They are ready to listen to and enjoy what you have to offer. Yeah, I'm an entertainer. Entertainer. Welcome aboard, for I entertain in a very cosmic quantum way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? They are ready to listen and enjoy what you have to offer, to finally hear what you have been waiting to say for such a long time. I can still see my tongue piercing from many moons ago. I think I was in high school. At like 14. Hit it for like 3 years. Took about 18 years. I got a tongue piercing on. I had a tattoo. I got 3 years ago. Right. Okay. You may feel you are not ready. That's the thing. You are. Okay, if you look at my Instagram story, or I think I shared like some videos with the kids, we did a breathing exercise from the Children's School of Yoga.com, right? It's not an advertisement for them, but since I'm speaking of them, I'm referencing where it comes from. We did a pirate breath, so it's breathing in through your nose. Right, it was just that. It's really cute. You see the kids do it, and if you look, I saved it into the yoga little thing from the story live, so you can check it out there. Right, it says, you may feel you are not ready. You may be hesitant to speak up. You may also wish to withdraw and hide, either in sleep or in hibernation. Remember I was telling you I was asking for that nap? Right, but there is no turning away from your moment, and when it comes, as it will, make it count. Tell your story. Speak up strong. Share your words and thoughts. If people interrupt and demand explanations, continue regardless. The time for sleeping and dreaming is over. It's living, aligning, authentic in you. You know what I'm saying? Let's speak this truth suddenly and almost quite unexpectedly. It is time to awaken and share the wonders you have within you. Divine divination. A rude awakening, being asked to deliver before you feel you are ready. Let that adrenaline pump, your heart pump, feel your palms get sweaty, your feet get sweaty, you like spirit, I'm not ready. So, and then spirit pushes you to the stage, and you're just like, I don't know my lines. You are the line. You are the alignment. Take a deep breath. And listen to your heart. Welcome, Aurora, to the stands. Right? Right. So being asked to deliver before you feel ready. Being present and fully engaged with what is happening around you. Making a contribution. Yes, your contribution is needed. I see the time. We have 4 computers in this house. 4. 3 laptops. She wants mine for her online class. Explain. Mind you, one of hers is way more in the thousands, because she's a gamer. She needed to have this specific one. Oh, can I use yours in the meantime? That's unheard of. But anyways, just say, Mama comes to the rescue anyway. Right. Being present and fully engaged with what is happening around you. Making a contribution. Being assertive despite your gentle nature. I beat you. Insisting on being able to tell your story, making your moment count, sharing with others who are ready to listen. Exactly. So that's the beautiful message of that too. Do your contribution. Those that are meant to receive shall. Get it? Got it? Good. Right? So let's read the other one. The other one was follow your own damn good advice. Okay. Come. There's no use in crying like that, said Alice to herself rather sharply. I advise you to leave off this minute. She generally gave herself very good advice, though she very seldom followed it. There are times when we become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if there would be nothing better at all than to collapse, cry, and turn in on ourselves, particularly if we have made an error of judgment. This is understandable, and we must be permitted to express who we are and how we feel. However, once Alice has cried about a seemingly unsolvable situation, about forgetting something very important, she tells herself that continuing to cry will have no use. This stern command to her emotions brings her back to a place where she can contemplate what is best done next. Anytime you make an error, it can be helpful to grieve a little for the difficulty you have created, but once you have done this, continuing with the sadness serves no real purpose. It is best to follow Alice's example. Cry, then stop, and follow your own good advice and your own good sense. Receiving this card means you know what you need to do. You need to clear, ground, and center yourself so you can contemplate what to do next. This card also says that you do know what is best for you and often give yourself excellent advice, but you very seldom don't follow it, right? Something like that. But that you don't often follow it. You are being gently advised to settle yourself emotionally, to think through a problem, to stop admonishing yourself and to follow your good advice to yourself. Perhaps treating yourself like a close friend or a dear child will help you to move calmly forward without criticizing yourself too harshly for the situation you currently find yourself in. You can change this if you follow your own very good sense. Divination. Harsh self-judgment for a mistake or an error made needs to be transmuted right now, away. This is for you. Transmute. There you go. Right. Unmet personal expectation causing inconsolable sadness. Be gone. Forgive yourself. A reminder to detach, find clarity, and follow your personal internal guidance system, which has some very practical solutions. Beautiful. I'm not going to read the next card, but we're going to just see what one more has to say. And then I have to go because I'm giving my laptop away for no other reason than that Aurora says. Do not drink the poison. Do not do things you know that are bad for you. And that is very good advice. If you have to question mark it, book it. And wait upon the divine guidance that will lead the way, because when you know better, you do better. Thank you so much for meeting me here. Till we meet again, my friends. Namaste.